How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, today was the first day officially that I really took some time to look at the Rittenhouse trial. Now, I did get bits and pieces of some things in regards of the judge. The judge, if anybody is paying attention to this case, the judge is straight up biased. If he wins this case, and it looks like he will, it'll be because of what the judge will allow and will not allow to be pretty much said in the case. So you know, it's pretty much allowed to call them rapists, murderers, robbers, thieves, so whatever derogatory name you want to in this case, he's trying to get this kid off. But what got me today, because y'all see the meme and all, was Rittenhouse was crying some Becky-Tears, straight up Becky-Tears. And I said, let me get close look at his mama. Ooh wee, that's his mama. That's what birthed him. And I got a bonus video to share with the royal family. Pretty much all this stuff speaks for itself if anybody's watching the case. I have observed some things about him that I will share later in the case. I'm going to be totally frank. I am biased. Just on appearance alone. The very thing that the enemy does to the royal family, based on how he look, based on my experiences in America, where y'all repeatedly let snot-nosed white kids get away literally with murder, that I taken the attitude, I wouldn't care if he did it, if he didn't. I wouldn't care if his life was in danger or not. It's just how the whole thing goes down. So there, for me, and for whoever else feel like this, the reason why we have a disdain or an indifference towards somebody like Rittenhouse is because how y'all paint them in the media. They get away with shit of even killing their own. Could you imagine the magnitude of this case if it was the royal family? Keep on your frontal lobe. He killed his own. All right? Now, something that I have said repeatedly, and he's going to demonstrate it, and I put it in the title, Becky-Tears. I said that the enemy, the male enemy, if he don't get his way, he will do what his mama taught him, and who is, unquote, the first teacher of the child. This thing right here. All right? Keep all of this on your frontal lobe. Oh, and this one of them type of videos. I should have told y'all need to go get your shit. You need to go get your weed, your wine, your drink, whatever that thing is you do. All right? Because I'm going to take the royal family on a journey. I got some juice on deck on straight marination, straight ass marination. And my granddaughter's here to accompany us, so she might, interject from here to there. So let's get into this first video.
When you were there, what's the next significant thing that happened?
Dominic Black calls me and he says, Kyle, I need you to get down to the car source lot number 3. The cars are being bashed in. They're setting all the cars on fire. I need you to go and put the fires out.
Okay. And did you do anything as a result of that phone call?
I did.
What?
At the Ultimate gas station, I asked I don't know who he is, but I asked an individual if he could come with me and if I could have a fire extinguisher to put out the fires.
Were both of those requests satisfied?
One of them were.
What?
I was given a fire extinguisher, but he said he can't come with me, and he said he believes there's already people down there helping protect the business.
Okay. And what did you do then?
I start running towards the car source lot number 3 to put out the fires, pausing occasionally to catch my breath and walk.
Okay. On the way to car source 3, did you have any interaction with Mr. Rosenbaum?
I did not.
Did you speak to Mr. Rosenbaum?
No.
Did you notice Mr. Rosenbaum doing anything as you went down to car source 3?
I didn't notice Mr. Rosenbaum until he came out from behind the car and ambushed me.
Okay, I'll get to that. Did you run the whole way?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You had your gun, correct?
Yes.
And you had a fire extinguisher?
Yes.
And you had your medic?
My medical bag, yes.
And were you asking people about medic at that point?
I was asking people if they needed medical help as I was getting down there.
Did you receive any responses?
No, I didn't.
Describe your approach to car source number 3.
As I'm walking down Sheridan Road, I hear somebody scream, "Burn in hell," and I reply with friendly, to let them know, hey, I'm just here to help. I don't want any problems. I just want to put out the fires if there are any. I continue walking, and then I notice the Duramax. I notice a flame in the back seat of the Duramax, and I step towards the Duramax, and as I'm stepping forward, I believe his name is now Joshua Zeminski. He steps towards me with a pistol in his hand, and as I'm walking towards to put out the fire, I drop the fire extinguisher and I take a step back.
Okay. When you step back from Mr. Zeminski, what's your plan?
My plan is to get out of that situation and go back north down Sheridan Road to where the car source lot number 2 was.
And did you get back? Were you able to go in a northerly direction?
I wasn't.
Describe what happens.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder, and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were people right there.
Take a deep breath out.
That's what that's where I run.
All right.
Break anyway.
We
Relax for a minute, sir. We're gonna take a break. About.
That's
10
his mom
minutes.
over there
We're gonna
crying
talk
too,
about
crying
the
them Becky-Tears.
what-
We'll get into these tears a little bit deeper. So he, showed some emotions, and the judge let him off. Oh, he well aware
I'm back.
of game going on in this court. He's well aware of what's going on. And one thing that I can say is that for an 18-year-old, he spoke well, but he was very sure of himself. But then there's times that he likes to play dumb. And he's very knowledgeable when it comes to assault rifles. So keep that on your frontal lobe. And remember, I'm biased, all right? I can say that. Can you? So anyway, we're going to get in video number 2. Now, the video number 2 was filmed last year around the same time. And this is the bonus video.
Well, this is new at 5. WGN is speaking with the mother of the Illinois teen charged with shooting and killing 2 protesters in Kenosha. Kyle Rittenhouse is right now awaiting trial in a Wisconsin jail.
Yeah, his mother doesn't know how he got the gun, but says he did shoot in self-defense. So WGN's Patrick Elwood spoke with her and is now live in Vernon Hills with more. Patrick?
Ray and Micah, good evening to you. Wendy Rittenhouse says she has moved her family from Antioch because they have been receiving death threats. Tonight she is speaking out, trying to make her case in the court of public opinion on behalf of her son Kyle. She says he only acted in self-defense.
It was self-defense.
That is Wendy Rittenhouse, the mother of 17-year-old Kyle, who is accused of killing 2 men, Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber, and wounding a third, Gage Grosskreutz.
Being in jail, that he shouldn't be in jail.
Wendy wishes her son hadn't been there or the protesters. She said had officials in Wisconsin stopped the looting, as soon as it started, it would be an entirely different reality.
It's the governor of Wisconsin and the mayor of Kenosha. They should have stepped up.
Wendy says Kyle and a friend originally had gone to help clean up a Kenosha auto dealer that had been looted and vandalized after the police shooting of 29-year-old Jacob Blake.
Good job and everything. You know, you're cleaning up the graffiti.
She says she knew nothing of the gun that had been given to him by that friend. As the night wore on, he told his mom he was sticking around to help if anybody got hurt.
I texted him earlier before I went to bed, seeing where he's at, and all I got was, I'm okay, Mom. I'm doing medic.
And when asked if her son should have had the AR-15 style gun in the first place,
everybody has a right to protest.
Yes.
Everyone has a right to counter-protest.
Mm-hmm.
The issue that some people have here is that your son was down there with a gun.
Mm-hmm. And everybody else, what I saw on video, had guns too. And
Does that make it right, Wendy?
You know what? If he didn't have that gun, my son would have been dead.
certainly not everyone was armed. But she claims Kyle was acting in self-defense after Grosskreutz of Racine fired a handgun in the chaos that had ensued. Grosskreutz denies that firing of that gun. According to the criminal complaint, though, Rittenhouse shot Rosenbaum first after he tried to grab Rittenhouse's gun. As Rittenhouse was running away, he was chased. He fired off more shots, killing Huber and wounding Grosskreutz. But Wendy and his defense team say Kyle only fired his gun to save his own life.
He had that gun for his protection.
The single mother of three who works as a certified nursing assistant describes her son as someone who always wanted to help others first. In the aftermath of these charges, almost $2 million has been raised for his defense by individuals and conservative groups. For that, she is very thankful.
I couldn't be more grateful in the bottom of my heart.
And to the families of the men he is accused of killing and the third wounding.
Do you have anything to say to them?
At the moment, I don't.
And then there's this. Many people are asking, why did Kenosha police allow people to carry guns in a emotionally charged situation in the first place? His attorney, Kyle Rittenhouse's attorney, says that he will be making that $2 million bail sooner rather than later, Micah and Ray, in terms of days rather than weeks. Reporting.
So that's the end of that, my royal family. Now, that's the first time that I can recall putting a white woman on the spot about someone getting killed. Now, usually when it's one of us, we forgiven and bejeebas and all that kind of stuff that's so embarrassing. And she demonstrated her true nature. Now, they trying to make out like he's some little choir boy, that he was just down there to protect property, or he was just doing medic. And but the thing is, you had an assault rifle and you're doing medic. So you were down there for action. And it turned out that it wasn't true that his mother took him to the event. He illegally drove there along with another friend and used a friend's gun. But she still gave me the type, and I do believe that story, that she did take him to a bar. But when it initially first came out, they said that she took him down there to the event, or she could have took him halfway. You know, she'll cover for him. She gangster like that. You know, this is how she get down. She real gangster. So I wanted y'all to, you know, on your frontal lobe, get a picture of what laid up and produced this thing. Again, anybody coming in, I'm very biased. All right. So we'll get into this last video, and, you know, we'll get into some more crying.
Happens.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder, and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were three people right there.
Take a deep breath out.
That's what I run.
We're going to just take time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute, sir. We're going to take a break about 10 minutes, and please don't talk about the case during the break. Read, watch, or listen to any conference call.
All right, hello everybody. I'm Kate Baldwin. The judge there, Judge Schroeder, saying that they're going to be taking a break in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, as we've been watching this live testimony of Kyle Rittenhouse taking the stand this morning in his own defense. Let me bring in right now CNN legal analyst Laura Coates, CNN legal analyst Paul Callan, as well as Shimon Prokupecz will be joining us shortly. Laura, your take as we're just watching Kyle Rittenhouse breaking down on the stand right now.
Well, if I'm the defense team, I'm wondering if this was the opportune time to break, because of course you want to have the sympathy of these jurors. Their entire case is premised on the fact that he felt in fear of his life, that he was acting in self-defense. But what they've also described today so far is a kid who is overwhelmed. That's what they're trying to convey, that he's furloughed from the YMCA. He has somebody who has medical training in the form of CPR and the like, and they're trying to establish that he was there and present to be helpful and shouting friendly, friendly, friendly when confronted. What you also see is the benefit that the judge has given by virtue of allowing the defense team to refer to the victims as things like rioters or arsonists or looters, or to paint them with a lens through the perspective of somebody who was acting violently. And so you see the benefit right now as he's been able to say things like, I was ambushed by, or before I was attacked by, or the person was acting aggressively. But at the end of the day, the prosecution will have an opportunity to look at this, to be able to cross-examine and essentially test what we've seen so far. The idea of, with all the people who were out there that day, why did Kyle Rittenhouse feel that his life was threatened in a way that others who were accompanying him did not? And so I'll be curious to see whether he has regained composure, whether there is a reason, for example, throughout the testimony, for him strategically to not regain composure and bend the ear of a sympathetic jury.
All right. Plain and simple as that. Like I said, I'm going bias all the way on this. I don't want to hear nobody else's funky ass opinions. I really don't. But, you know, dude, you really put them tears on real thick. And I imagine that a jury of your peers are there to sympathize for you. And millions have been invested in this case. And at the end of the day, if my royal family, they allow him to walk, I guarantee you, we will hear something more about him in the news. His mama don't think what he did was wrong, and him just simply being out there is wrong. You know, the way these folks get down when we are in the courts, just us existing, they'll try to make us feel wrong, just us, unquote, existing. That's why I said I'm taking a whole bias approach. I cannot stand even the fucking sight of him. I can't stand it. He a pug-nosed ass, spoiled ass white boy at the end of the day that will walk. Now, again, my royal family. He killed his own. All right? He killed his own. That's all I have to say at the end of the day. So what I need you to do, my royal family, I need you to render your voice with your beautiful, divine words. And it's always my royal family. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.